I'm making this video tonight. It's about, I don't know, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning because I just came in from hanging out with some friends, other Black expats that are actually living here. And we went to a play this evening, which was really nice. It was done by another Black expat, just reminding us of what life was or is currently like in Black America. Just some of the challenges that we're facing. And while it was very heavy, it was also very light. The play was called Fly. But it started reminding me of just, the little things that we love to enjoy and do. And so as we're relocating and moving, we don't want it just to be a life of, just the basics, where all we can afford is just the necessities, right? Just, making sure we live in a nice place and we can eat basic food. But we want to really still want to travel, and we still want to just go out with friends and, have cocktails, adult beverages, or if you just want to go to plays or maybe museum or arts, or whatever your thing is, you want to be able to continue to do that. But being able to do that requires some kind of planning. And I would say it requires two things. It's one, it requires to have a mindset of you deserve these things. These things of going out are not indulgence. These are life's simple joys that you should have, that you're entitled to. Not because it's something special, but it just should be a part of your life. And the second thing is, if you want to enjoy these things, you got to plan for them. And so while you're budgeting, don't just budget for lights and internet and rent, but also consider in your budget entertainment and travel. And so that means as you are creating your budget, and that's part of the things you can put on your freedom fund, think about all the things you love doing, because you don't want to have to go out and start counting pennies or counting how much, you're spending that evening. You just want to enjoy yourself. And I was just thinking about that tonight as, we all went out spontaneously after the play and went to one of the, famous rooftops. I don't say famous, but one of the rooftops here that we just love going to here in Panama. The rooftops are just absolutely breathtaking, the views that you can have. But we went pretty much on a whim, because for the most part, everyone felt comfortable what that spend was going to be like. And as I went to pay, she was like, oh, my credit card didn't go through. And I was like, well, that's absolutely impossible. And that's also a great feeling to have, to know that something's wrong with your machine, not with my credit card. And, and she tried again. But that's the position I want all of us to be in. I want all of us to be able to relocate to wherever you want and enjoy yourself when you get there. Enjoy the country, your new lifestyle, your new start, without thinking about the finances as your number one concern. So I want to give you kind of something to start thinking about and considering, a very simple way to build passive income. And a simple way to build passive income is with stocks, right? There's dividends and it's income that is growing, where you don't have to do anything from it. And I'm not saying you need to go out and buy 10,000 shares of any one stock, but you can buy and budget what you have. I remember when I used to work for Delta, I literally just had stocks coming out of my paycheck. I was buying Delta stocks every paycheck, just from a payroll deduction. And so you can also do that with some very simple accounts like Fidelity, where the fees are very low, and they even have no fee accounts. And probably later on I'll do a video a little more detail. But what I want you to do now is just start thinking about your risk tolerance and also how you can be buying stocks. So what stocks should you buy? I always like to ask myself, do I want to be an owner or a consumer? Because as Americans, we're very, very much consumers. But you can also be an owner, and an owner of the very things that you're always buying. Because when you're buying whatever your favorite, you have a phone from Samsung or Apple, You ride Ubers, you patronize certain stores, you probably have Netflix, Hulu, Disney, Amazon. All of those are opportunities for you to be a shareholder in those companies, not just be a consumer, someone who is just basically all you're doing is giving money, but you're not getting anything back. So I want to give you a little challenge. Why don't you just take the weekend or the next 2-3 days and write down everything that you are using, your streaming services, how you're getting around your transportation, what stores you normally eat, the clothes that you buy, the services that you're using, the products that you're buying, and start making a list. And then go and check to see how they're doing in the stock market. And from that, you can ask yourself, do I want to buy a couple of stocks? Not thousands, but just a couple, and see what that does for you, how that feels for you, and see how that's going in the market. Is it going up? Is it going down? Because the market does fluctuate, right? So it's not always good, but it's not always bad. So go ahead and just start by first seeing what they cost and asking yourself, do I have a couple of $100s that I can just kind of put into this to see what happens when it grows? That later on, I can now be receiving dividends from them. Look at what they're actually paying. Are any of these over here paying on a monthly basis? Are they continuously always paying dividends? It's something that I can now have passive income with. So again, you determine your your risk tolerance. But first, let's just make a list and see if there's opportunities for you to start investing in ways that you can start growing some passive income simply from the things that you're already doing. So I hope you're having a good day. Thanks so much for joining in. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button so you can know when our new videos are coming out. And until then, make sure you're living an elevated life.